Now here we are at a very beautiful spot up on the top of Mount Inkerman. I had intended to come up here, run the bike, show a bit of video, go around the bike, do a bit of a commentary. Unfortunately, when we got up here, we realised we'd picked the busiest day in the world for this particular lookout, and just myriads of people kept coming up. Of course, with views like this, it's obvious why. So I'll do a quick bit of a run around the bike here, and then I think we'll just take it home. Well, here she is. This is my new to me 2006 Triumph America. This is the older model, 790cc engine, still carbureted, and the wire spoke wheels. I like the way that it's a 15-year-old bike pretending to be a 40-year-old bike. To all the young people I work with, it's an old Triumph, but to people my age, it's not an old Triumph, it's a new Triumph, just one that's a little bit older. It's pretty much the opposite of the last two bikes I've had. The BMW was fast and quiet and didn't vibrate. The Honda, of course, was a commuter special, built to run on the smell of an oily rag. This thing's noisy and it shakes and rattles, and I love it. A couple of things I don't particularly love. That stand is so far forward, it is ridiculous. You have to stretch to get it, and then it clips underneath the muffler, and it's very difficult to find it. The key, whoever thought it was cool to put a key down here, it should be hung up and shot. Difficult to find in the dark, and difficult to operate when you're sitting on it. So this this also has the reserve on the fuel tap rather than a fuel gauge or a light. Now, I've only had the bike for a week, so I haven't used a full tank of fuel yet, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Anyway, I'll start her up and you can hear the wonderful noise. Anyway, so yes, you can tell she's an air-cooled carbureted bike. It makes a little bit of noise. It's a parallel twin, so it's not quite that Harley thump, but it's still nice. It's not obtrusive. I think it's pretty good. I tend to think that whoever put the silencers on didn't get it retuned for it, as it tends to pop and burble a bit on the override. But that's just all a bit of the character. The dog's next door. A couple of touches I was lucky to get. My mate who had it before me, he was a bit older than me and much smaller. He put these higher bars on it. He'd only had it for a couple of years. Bought it off a friend of his who had bought it from original. So when he put the high bars on, he did it properly, replaced the brake lines, replaced the clutch line, replaced the cable. So yeah, for a 15-year-old bike to come with new brake lines, new clutch cable, new accelerators, that's all good. I will be changing these grips. I really don't like them. I'm going to put foam grips on them. I've ordered them off True Garage to come by the mail, so I'll change it myself. And I've also ordered an extension for the foot lever on the kickstand. I'm not sure how it's going to work. There was one available, so I've ordered that. Hopefully that will make it easier. I would like to put footboards on it, but I'm just not sure how I'll go with the reaching the stand once the footboards are on it. So the slightly forward controls are all about keeping my knees good, as they have arthritis, and I couldn't keep riding my BMW due to the fact that my knees got so sore from changing gears when my left knee did that it wouldn't support me when I got to a stop. If I put my foot down, sometimes my knee would just buckle. So yeah, and on the other side here with my right leg, the problem was actually being able to lift my foot from the ground up onto the pegs. I test rode a VL800 with the peg was probably 100mm further forward, and I simply, after riding around the block, my right leg was so fatigued that I couldn't lift it from the ground to the peg, whereas this one just seems to fit me nicely. So yeah, holy heck. But anyway, that's my bike. I think that's pretty good. I have a very short commute to work, so it'll do me for a long time. I would have preferred a shaft drive fuel injected model, but this is what I got.